swim, swim, water falling off your skin. Choreography? My brain is not working right now. It is incredibly simple. Hi, my name is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. We are back with a reaction. Super exciting, fun video today. We are watching the performance video for BTS's title track, Swim. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than my other two BTS reactions I have posted. This is going to be a kind of dancer-focused reaction. So basically, I will be doing lots of pausing. I will be making commentary, my thoughts and feelings on things like choreography, how the video is filmed, how the movement is executed. So that's kind of what we're in for today. So if you don't like super yappy, blabby videos, this is not the video for you. I suggest go watching my other BTS reactions because there will be a lot of pausing and yapping in this. Let me also take this time to make a quick disclaimer. I say this in all my dance videos, but dance and art is subjective. So just because I like something or don't like something doesn't mean that you have to feel the same way about it. That is the beauty of art. So nothing I say will be a personal attack. My thoughts and feelings from my lens as a person and my training on how I feel about certain things. Anyways, I'm getting down a rabbit hole, but that's my disclaimer. The world will keep spinning. It's not that deep. So that's pretty much it. So let's not waste any time and get right on into the video. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications. Crazy times coming up with comebacks. There's like 7,000 comebacks happening at the same time. Things are constantly updating. You never know when I'm posting a video, so make sure you have those post notifications turned on and that you are subscribed to my channel. That's it. Back to the video. Okay, so if the video's up in front of me, I do not have the captions on because I already know the lyrics and everything. BTS Swim performance video starting now. Just turned up.
Swim, swim, water falling off your skin. Swim.
Starting off nice and simple. I really like that this intro part, because it's just them walking, is all one take. It adds a little bit more interestingness to the video, I guess. God, this song is so good. And we're still on that same take. Okay, I want to talk about this. So the choreography for the song is very simple. Makes sense. This song warrants simple choreography. Not every song is going to have crazy, intricate choreography to go along with it because not every song warrants it. You have to give what the song is giving. If they were like, swim, swim, water falling off your skin, it would be crazy. It would not make any sense. Let's watch it. Yeah, so it's very simple, but it's choosing to go more of the imagery route with the arms acting like the crests of a wave. What I really like is they could have gone more literal in it with like a wave in this sense. Doing instead the shape of the arc of a wave is a nice little touch change that keeps it a little more interesting, a little less literal. Then when they get into this part where they do the body rolls back and they go, ga, ga. What's really interesting about these is the way they're executed. So there's a little bit of a hit right at the beginning of the body roll where your hands cut into the middle here. So they go click and then it rolls down a little bit. It's not a super harsh click. It's a little bit of an accent right at the beginning to start it. And what it does is it highlights the contrast of the more fluid feeling body roll that comes after it, and it adds this little extra bit of texture to the movement that makes it a little more interesting. When you have simple movements like this, the way you execute it and the textures you add to it are incredibly important. When you have simple movement, texture is what makes it and keeps it interesting because the choreography is not as immediately eye-catching in terms of there's not a lot going on. So you have to focus more on the execution of the movement. Also, so that way it matches the energy of the song. If that makes any sense. What it also does, this section, when it switches from these into the more intricate parts, is you have more simple, larger, repetitive movements split by more simplistic, no, that's not the word I wanted. More intricate, instrumental focused choreography. My brain is not working right now. Those two more repetitive, simple movements are sandwiching a more intricate instrumental beat focused section, and it makes those two things a little bit more interesting when you get to them because you have the contrast of the more intricate stuff right next to it. This is simple, but that it got a little more intricate, now it's back to more simple. I really like this drop down. It is incredibly simple. Like, it couldn't really be any more simple, but it's in the way that they're really taking their time falling and dropping. If you're dropping down into something and you get there too soon, you've ruined the moment. The moment's gone, you're not getting it back. But when you really take your time and move just so slowly and nothing else moves, they're just lowering themselves. It works really well with this part of the music. It still is being treated like choreography, even though it's so incredibly simple, that it still has that little bit of oomph in it. Will I get out of this first chorus? We will find out. Oh, I guess it's the second chorus. I don't know. Sorry, I completely missed that. I really like that choreography where they're coming back together because it is kind of changing direction a little more than you'd think, in terms of you aren't quite sure if they're gonna stay going one way because they're flipping and going another way now. It gets a little more of that interesting back and forth idea in it. Really nice, and it also seamlessly brings them closer together. Oh, that choreography is really nice. The ga, 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 ga. It's, I say this so much, but it is so imperative and it's in everything. Contrast creates focus. So when you have these two types of movements where they're going ga, 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 which you could have executed that so many different ways. Most people would have gone ga, 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 ga. Very fluid in the body, but they were going very sharp, very textured because, wow, I'm getting crazy. The next movement is that simple down and around. It creates this contrast, and what it does is it keeps the viewer engaged because our attention spans are incredibly short, especially with the rise of social media. So you gotta keep things interesting, which means things need to be changing and shifting constantly. And that's what this is, and having two extremes of the end of the sharpness and the really fluid movement next to each other makes each of them pop a little bit more. Ga, 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 ga. It's also a tempo change. They're still emulating the idea of water and waves and movement in water in their movement and their body. It's the most simple way of interpreting water and fluidity, and it works so incredibly well because it's starting to create this motif. It also makes sense because when we're gonna get really metaphorical here. When you're swimming, you're not, for the most part, you're not creating a bunch of big, huge, splashy waves. You're gliding through the water. The water's creating little tiny waves, and that's the same kind of energy of the fluidity that we get from the choreography. I don't know if that made any sense. That Formation change is so nice, so simple. I love formation changes where you have an existing formation. So everyone's set in their spot. A couple people break off separately and you're kind of like, oh, okay, they're doing their own thing. And then once they hit their spot, you realize the new picture that's been created. And it's so interesting because it happens right in front of you, but you don't necessarily realize it's happening until it's already been done. So I really like this formation change where Jimin and I couldn't tell who the other person was come through, and then they're in this kind of arrow shape where Suga is pointing towards. Jin. That was good. And then it gives Jungkook the opportunity to come through for his next part. Another seamless transition, everything just blending into one thing. That's what's really nice so far about this, is everything feels really seamless, which works really well because the song is seamless. The song is very fluid. Of course, it has more rhythmic staccato kind of sections, but overall it's very fluid, and that's the feeling of water fluidity. The transitions are matching that. So it's all working together to make this energy for the song. That makes sense. This formation's also really nice. The files with this choreography, because it looks like a boat. It looks like a boat. It looks like they're like a rowing team, and they're like, I don't know. It just works really well. I really like this form for this movement specifically. I really like this form of having J-Hope in the center and everyone else moving around him in a circle, just walking. Very simple. They're gesturing a little bit. They're in the piece still, but they've kind of moved to almost a pedestrian-esque type of movement, and it really pulls the focus to J-Hope. It almost feels like, it's like those shots that happen where one person is like still or like moving in real time, and everyone around them is like 2 times speed or like blurring and moving past them. So it creates this focus in naturally onto whoever the person in the middle is. In this case is J-Hope. Circle formations where people are moving in a circle are incredibly hard to get right. They're just a really hard thing to get towards the actual like perfect circle, but when it works really, really well. And I love the simplicity of it here. And it's really nice that the circle then peels off. V's the first person, and then I think it's JK or Jimin. I can't tell because they're moving past. But as they pass this last time in front of the camera, the circle is stopping, but the people at the back are completing it. So it naturally is furrowing off into the next thing. It's a nice seamless transition, and it's really nice. So they're circling here. Once it gets to V, well, Jimin starts it, then V, and then the circle over there starts finishing. And allows them to move seamlessly into V for his part. So nice. And then it connects really well to the beginning that we have the same simple moving member to member simple shots. It connects the two ends very well together. That was really nice. So this choreography is incredibly simple. It's not anything super intricate and crazy. It's interesting in a different way than a lot of other choreographies are interesting. It's interesting in the specific choices that are being made and how they are taking the bare bones of the choreography and the simplicity of it and how they're elevating it to where it still feels impactful and powerful and reads well and doesn't read as like boring or lazy. I don't think this is boring. I think it fits this song really well. I think some people probably are like, this choreography is not really interesting, especially because the beginning and the end don't really have actual choreography to it, which yeah, could be a critique, but also as someone with like contemporary and modern dance training, the simple stuff is not as easy as it seems, because you can't rely on super intricate choreography to hide lack of texture. In simple choreography, if you don't have intention, texture, and real thought put behind the movement, it falls flat. This does not fall flat because you can tell that there's intention behind it, that they're not just going through the motions of it. So it still works incredibly well despite it being pretty bare bones for choreography. I enjoyed it. I think it fits the song incredibly well. I think if they had done any more than add choreography for that beginning and end, it would have been too much for the song. Do I think it's the most riveting, super interesting choreography? No, and it's still incredibly good and so incredibly well executed. I also really like the outfits they're in because there is a little bit of looseness to each of their outfits to where it doesn't feel super tight and constricted. If they were all in really tight clothing, it wouldn't work really well. Visually, it wouldn't make sense. And with the choreography, it wouldn't work very well. So they're a little looser, but there is a little bit of structure to them, which fits the kind of motif and aesthetic that they're going for, especially with the set that they're in. And having the ropes tied around the waist is a good nod to the nautical theme that they're going towards without being super literal, but at the same time having those dangling, that creates movement as a result of the choreography. It covers a lot of bases and it's a really nice touch in multiple ways. Yeah, I really enjoyed watching this one for sure. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. I yapped a lot during this, so I'm going to keep it pretty simple for the end. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was well done. I think everything fits and works so well together. So I'm really glad that I got a chance to watch it, and hopefully you liked some of what I was saying. Some of what I was saying made sense. I don't know. I yap a lot in these, never knowing if I make any sense. Thank you for sticking around for that. If you want to go check out any of my other BTS reactions, they're in the BTS playlist that I will link here for you. I also have a bunch of other groups that I react to. They each have their own playlist over in the playlist tab. I also have a playlist called Reactions to Come that has everything that I'm confirmed to be reacting to that has been released. So if you don't see something in that place that you would want me to watch, feel free to drop it down in the comment section below or reply to one of my posts and let me know. I have other dancer reactions on this channel. I will link the dancer reactions playlist for you. They're from a bunch of different groups, but there's the same style of pausing and commentary and everything. So if you like that side of things, that is a good playlist to go check out. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications. Like I said in the beginning, crazy times ahead, so it's important that I have those post notifications turned on. If you want to go follow me on any other social medias, I will put them both down here. They're also linked in the description of this video as well as on my channel page. So if you want to go follow me over there, I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching my video and supporting my channel. I will see you guys in the next one. There's just something about this song that just warrants a body roll. Swim, swim, water falling off your skin.